How do you effectively manage an angry student? Well, stay tuned because during this episode, we're going to discuss how to do just that. Navigating anger within the classroom is a universal challenge for educators. The reasons behind a student's anger can vary widely, ranging from academic struggles to personal issues. As educators, it's vital to be equipped with strategies that can de escalate tensions and create a positive learning environment. Welcome to episode 166 of the Teacher Rockstar Podcast, a platform dedicated to sharing tips and strategies for new teachers. Our goal is to provide insights from the research and promote best practices empowering new teachers for a successful classroom journey. I'm Steve Hiles, your host, an education coach, course creator, and developer of educational products. In today's episode, we're going to discuss how to effectively manage an angry student. I will be discussing 4 points. All right, let's get started here. Point number 1, understanding the root cause. Okay, so to effectively manage an angry student, it's crucial to delve into the root causes of their anger, obviously, right? Academic challenges, peer conflicts, family issues, or internal struggles can all contribute to heightened emotions. Let's take a closer look at academic challenges. A student who consistently struggles with a particular subject may feel frustrated and powerless, leading to an outburst. By identifying these challenges early on, educators can tailor their teaching approach, offer additional support, and help the student build confidence. Now on to point number 2, which is empathy and active listening. Empathy and active listening from the foundation of effective communication and conflict resolution. Now, these skills are instrumental in creating an environment where students feel heard and understood. That's very critical here. Empathy involves more than just acknowledging the student's feelings, all right? It requires that educators step into the student's shoes and understand the world from their perspective. Active listening, meanwhile, is an art that involves not only hearing words, but also paying attention to body language and nuances in tone. Okay, I want to share some practical tips. Now, here are some nuanced tips for incorporating empathy and active listening into your teaching practice, okay? The first one being body language. Pay attention to both verbal and nonverbal cues. Sometimes what isn't said speaks volumes. Number 2, reflective responses. Instead of immediately providing solutions, reflect on what the student has expressed. This shows that you are genuinely engaged in the conversation. And the last point I want to make about this is cultural sensitivity. Be mindful of cultural differences that may influence communication styles. Understanding cultural nuances enhances your ability to connect with students. Okay, we're going to be right back after this message. Are you a teacher facing daily challenges that leave you feeling exhausted and overwhelmed? From unruly classrooms to demanding schedules, it's time to address the struggles head on. Imagine this, walking into a classroom where students are engaged, enthusiastic, and eager to learn. Picture a teaching environment where your lesson plans seamlessly captivate every student's attention, making your job not just manageable, but truly rewarding. Introducing our solution, a treasure trove of resources, strategies, and expert insights designed to empower teachers like you. Our newsletter is your gateway to proven classroom management techniques, innovative lesson plans, and the support you need to thrive in your role. Ready to take the first step towards a transformed teaching experience? Sign up for our newsletter today. Use the link in the podcast description to gain exclusive access to a wealth of resources that will shape your classroom dynamics. All right, let's go ahead and move on to point 3, which is de-escalation strategies. Okay, now you need to pay particular attention to this. When tensions run high, having effective de-escalation strategies is crucial. These techniques can help bring a student back to a calmer state. Believe you me, this works. De-escalation involves understanding the triggers and providing tools for the student to regain control. For example, if a student, let's say, is overwhelmed, suggesting a short break or a calming activity can be very beneficial. However, it's important to tailor these strategies to individual preferences, okay? Now, having said that, I want to share with you 3 practical tips that we could implement this. One is personalized strategies. Work with your student to develop personalized de-escalation strategies. Now, this could include listening to music or taking a walk or engaging in some sort of calming activity. The second point I want to make is preventative measures. Identify patterns of behavior and work on preventative measures. Are there specific situations or subjects that consistently trigger anger? Addressing these proactively can obviously prevent escalation. And the third point is consistent boundaries. Establish and communicate clear boundaries. Students often find security in consistent expectations, and knowing the boundaries helps them navigate their emotions more effectively. Moving on to the last point I want to make is communication and collaboration. Effective communication is the cornerstone of a positive classroom environment. It not only involves conveying information, but also fostering collaboration between educators, students, and parents. Open lines of communication extend beyond the classroom. Collaborative efforts between teachers, students, and parents can create a support system that addresses issues before they intensify. Regular check-ins and transparent communication build trust and a sense of community. Take your communication skills to the next level with these practical tips I'm going to share with you here. Okay? One is peer mediation. Encourage students to engage in peer mediation. Sometimes conflicts can be resolved more effectively when students work together to find solutions. I know I've used that strategy many times through my teaching career, and it has served me well. And another point I want to make is student involvement. Involve students in decision-making processes related to classroom rules and expectations. I think you will see that this pays off tremendously. When students feel a sense of ownership, they are more likely to adhere to guidelines and contribute positively to the classroom environment. Okay? All right, my friend, that brings us to the end of today's episode on managing an angry student. It's clear that a nuanced understanding of the root causes, coupled with empathy, active listening, and strategic communication, is essential in creating a supportive learning environment. Remember, teaching is not just about imparting knowledge, but it's about understanding and guiding individuals. Before we wrap things up on the Teacher Rockstar podcast, I want to express my gratitude for tuning in. I'm Steve Hiles, your host throughout this journey. Thanks again, and we'll see you same time, same place next week. And remember, my friend, you got this.
The Teacher Rockstar Podcast with your host, Steve Hiles. We hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as we have. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of Teacher Rockstars. Until then, thanks for listening.